Hello and welcome to Haunted Montreal's Spooky Story Sessions. I'm your host, Holly Rhiannon, and today I'm going to tell you all about John Doe Pub. With over 200 documented ghost stories, Montreal is easily the most haunted city in Canada, if not all of North America. Haunted Montreal is dedicated to researching these paranormal tales, and our channel brings you videos in both French and English every Saturday. Today's episode examines the now-defunct John Doe Pub, which was one of many haunted drinking establishments in Montreal. But before we get into it, please remember to like, subscribe, and hit the bell button so you get notified every time we've got a new story to share. And hey, if you're already subscribed, thank you so much. Welcome back. We're happy to have you here. Now, without further ado, let's get spooky. The John Doe, which was located at 1238 Bishop Street, was one of Montreal's many haunted pubs, albeit one that burned down. Just after St. Patrick's Day on March 24, 2018, a 5-alarm fire broke out in the Irish Embassy pub next door, requiring 100 firefighters to extinguish the blaze. Unfortunately, the flames spread into the neighboring John Doe Pub, causing $2 million in damage. Ironically, Comedy Works, the comedy club on the third floor which also burned, had been hosting a weekly show called Burnin' Down the House. At the time, the pub owner, Troy, stated that he had insurance and it would be rebuilt within the year, and that this would give staff members and Troy a break from all the hauntings that they had to deal with on a daily basis. When Troy first opened the pub in the 1990s, he had plans to install his apartment on the upper floor. However, when he quickly realized that the pub was haunted, he abandoned this idea. During renovations, whenever he moved about the building, he would hear phantom footsteps following him no matter where he went. Sometimes, while sitting alone at the bar, he would hear a disembodied woman's voice chatting about 10 feet away. On another occasion, he was standing in his office when some invisible force violently shoved him into his chair. Troy also noticed that on a regular basis, someone or something was turning on the faucets when nobody was there, leading him to speculate that whatever ghosts were inhabiting the building, they didn't like what he was doing. The John Doe, when open, had a strange feeling about it. Now, don't get me wrong, it had a beautiful old-world charm inside, and it was highly recommended for a drink and a meal. It's just that many people, including a group of mediums who used to go frequently, had described bizarre happenings inside, especially on the third floor where the comedy club was located. Seeing spirits on the staircases and hearing disembodied voices, watching the lights flicker and glass racks rattle for no particular reason, witnessing doors locking and unlocking themselves, and that sort of thing. At other times, staff had found the faucets running when they were positive the taps were closed. In one case, a dishwasher turned off the kitchen's tap and went to the bathroom. When she returned, she could hear the water running and spotted the ghost of a young girl who had just turned it on again. The ghostly girl looked directly into the dishwasher's eyes and then vanished into thin air, with the water still running at full blast. One bartender panicked when he could hear a distinct voice singing along to the radio when he was the only person at the bar. Another bartender, named Mike, told a story about entering a storage room to get a box. For some reason, the door swung shut behind him and the air temperature suddenly dropped and turned very cold. He could see his breath, it was so cold. Freaked out, he turned around to escape. As he bolted, he tripped over a box and did a faceplant. He was shocked because the box hadn't been there before. It had been on top of a 5-foot pile of boxes and somehow had moved itself onto the floor directly in his path. In 2016, a covert team of paranormal investigators decided to check out the establishment. Using tools like EMF readers, dowsing rods, and temperature guns, they recorded all sorts of paranormal activity. 2 investigators actually spotted the same ghost, who they described as a big bearded guy with a big belly, in different locations. In another case, 2 of the team members got locked in the ladies' washroom and had to scream until their colleagues would let them out. Additionally, Haunted Montreal received a message from a patron of the bar named Franco, who wrote, "Another point of interest would be the John Doe Pub. I've been hearing stories about this location for many years, including witness accounts of spooky and untoward contacts in the restrooms." While nobody is sure who or what was haunting the John Doe Pub, preliminary research revealed that the building was constructed in 1885 as a family residence. One barmaid speculated it was once a home where shit happened. Troy believes that his pub was haunted by 3 ghosts from different eras: a woman, a man, and a little girl. While it can't be certain at this time whether or not these ghosts remained after the fire, Haunted Montreal, and I'm sure many others, are very keen to get to the bottom of the story. A few years ago, when there was still active talk of the pub reopening, Troy had invited Haunted Montreal investigators to spend the night in the bar at that time. Unfortunately, since then, it has become unclear if or when the bar will reopen, as we are now in 2023, and the original predicted reopening was to occur about 3 years ago. No matter what the case, we look forward to seeing what happens next at 1238 Bishop and finding out if its specters still remain. Are you a Montreal resident, or perhaps a tourist who has encountered something strange at the John Doe Pub when it was still in business? If so, we'd love to know. As always, we want to hear your theories about what could be going on. Thank you so much for stopping by. If this is your first video, we do hope that you'll stick around for the next one. We post videos in both French and English every Saturday. If you'd like to learn more about the organization founded by the talented Donovan King, it's all listed in the description down below, along with links to purchase tickets to in-person haunted storytelling tours. Remember to like, subscribe, and comment. We'll have a new video out for you next Saturday, but until then, stay spooky.